Hi viewers, welcome to Shaker's Bio Factory for NEET. If you like this video, subscribe my channel and click on bell icon to get notification. In this video, I am going to explain one of the topic in transport in plants. It is uptake and transport of mineral nutrients. Plant it need certain mineral elements in addition to carbohydrates which are synthesized in photosynthesis, and plants generally obtain all these mineral nutrients from atmosphere, soil and water. In this, plant obtain carbon and most of their oxygen from carbon dioxide present in atmosphere. Along with this, the remaining nutritional requirements are obtained from minerals and water for hydrogen in the soil. The uptake of mineral ions. Most of the mineral ions are absorbed actively by root system unlike water and some minerals. Generally, the uptaking of mineral nutrients is active in method due to minerals are present in soil as a charged ionic form which cannot move across the cell membrane in root. Along with this, the concentration of minerals in the soil generally lower than concentration of minerals present in root, so that all mineral nutrients cannot absorbed passively by root system. For the absorption of all mineral nutrients, it need the utilization of ATP energy for active transport method. Most of the minerals must enter into the root by active transportation. In this active transportation, all mineral nutrients are rapidly transported into cytoplasm of epidermal cell in root. The movement of ions from soil to interior of root is always against concentration gradient. So due to transportation or absorption of mineral nutrients against concentration gradient, it should need ATP energy is called active transport method. The active uptake of ions is partially, it is responsible to increase the water potential gradient in root, and because of this water potential gradient, the uptake of water takes place passively by osmosis process from soil to inside of the root system. Along with water, some of the ions also can be absorbed passively into root epidermal cells by mass flow or diffusion method. But ions are absorbed from soil by either passive or active transport method. Most of the mineral nutrients are absorbed by the root system with active transport method only, but very few mineral nutrients are absorbed passively without utilizing ATP energy. During this absorption, some specific proteins present in the membrane of root hair. These proteins acts as a pump proteins, and it helps to pump the ions actively from soil to cytoplasm of the epidermal cell. Like all cells, the endodermal cells have some transport proteins in their plasma membrane, and these are the useful to transport some of the solute across the membrane, but their movement is restrict others. The transport protein of endodermal cells are control points because these proteins can allow only selected molecule, where plant can adjust the quantity and type of solutes that reach the xylem according to its variable requirement, so that the transport proteins present in endodermal cells They act as a control points to allow various nutrients. As root endodermis, it is covered with a water impermeable waxy material. It is called suberin. So due to presence of suberin, they allow the passage of ions always in one direction only. The translocation of mineral ions. So with the help of either passive or active transportation, ions after reaching xylem, these movement of mineral nutrients, it may take place in combination of two, or they're further transported up to stem to all parts of the plant body through transpiration stream. This movement it allow from their conducting tissue towards aerial parts. They are acts as a shrink. The chief shrink for mineral elements are the growing region in plant body, such as apical meristem, lateral meristem, along with young leaves, developing flowers, fruit and seed, along with storage organs. All these acts as a chief shrink for mineral nutrients. After transporting these mineral nutrients, the unloading of mineral ions generally occur at a fine vein ending through diffusion process, but sometimes some of the cells they uptake these mineral nutrients by active transport method. So mineral ions are frequently remobilized, particularly from older or senescing part to young parts. At this time, the older dying leaves they can export much of their mineral content to young leaves. At this time, before leaf falling in deciduous plants, these minerals are removed from older pot and these can be retransported to newly growing young pods. By taking some examples, some of the elements like mobilized elements called phosphorus, sulfur, nitrogen and potassium, it can easily mobilized from older or senescent pod to young pods. But some of the elements which are participated in the structure of various components like calcium, it is not remobilized. The mobilized mineral elements they become available to young or growing leaves and other shrink areas. In this way, some of the mobilized elements like phosphorus, sulfur, nitrogen, potassium before leaf falling can be retransported to shrink or young pods, but calcium it is not possible to remobilize. Generally, we believe that xylem it can transport only inorganic nutrients and phloem can transport organic materials, but it is not exactly true because by taking an analysis it revealed that xylem sap which is present in xylem vessels and tracheids. It consists of some nitrogen. It is traveled in inorganic ionic form, but much of it's carried out in organic form, such as amino acids and related compounds. In similar way, small amount of phosphorus, sulfur are carried out as organic compounds. So not only this, during this transportation, a small amount of exchange of material take place in between xylem and phloem tissues. So therefore, because of these examples, mineral elements are translocated through xylem in both inorganic and organic form. In this way, plants can absorb various required mineral nutrients from soil, atmosphere. Along with these mineral ions can be translocated to various growing pods and mobilized elements can available to young pods, but not immobilized elements not available to young pods. They still present in old or senescent pod. Thanks for watching.